Okay, I'm watching this show, and I feel like people that are watching this show, I feel like we're watching two different shows. Let me explain. There's a show called Idol. It's about an idol, a K-pop idol, who gets accused of murder, and the murder is of his best friend and bandmate. The lawyer who takes on his case is actually a huge fan of his, which is like, a bit of a conflict of interest. But regardless of all that, she kind of does everything to a pretty morally okay vibe. She's not a crazy, creepy fan. But anyways, speaking of crazy, creepy fans, most of his fans in the show are kind of nuts. Like, they're crazy. He's got some Sasaengs, which is like a crazy stalker fan. And there's a lot of them, and they've broken into his house, and he has had them he was in a car with the lawyer, and they basically tried to, like, break the car and, like, mess it up, and they got into a car crash and got hurt. And it's like, these people are insane. They're nuts. Nutballs. This man has also been, like, low-key traumatized and taken advantage of since he was, like, 10 years old. Oh my gosh, that scared me so bad. I have a bag of pretzels sitting behind here, and they fell. Anyways, so this man is traumatized. So he has what we call a trauma response to a situation that makes sense. Now, here's what the situation is. The lawyer who's his lawyer, he's finally starting to trust. He does not trust anybody. He's had a lot of trust issues. He's what's the word I'm looking for? Not noticeably, but like obviously having some major issues with like the people around him because of everything that's happened, and his own bandmates don't believe. One of his bandmates doesn't believe him, thinks he did it, whatever, whole thing. So he's got a lot of trust issues. Does not really trust anyone. Does not expect much of people. Is just very like person, whatever. Like not a person. What am I saying? He doesn't like people. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, so the fact that he started to open up to her and actually like trust her and like her and kind of be like, I can only trust her. She's on my side. Like whatever. Right? She's a fan, as we stated, a pretty involved, devoted fan, but not necessarily in a freaky, creepy way. Just in, like I said, like just in like a pretty devoted fan. There was one point in the show where she did like freak out for like 3 days when she found out that he might be dating someone. That was a little weird. Wish they hadn't put it in there because it made her look crazy. And I was like, okay. The show tried to give it some excuse of why she acted like that. And I was like, it didn't come across right. But from the beginning, the character has acknowledged the fact of like, I am not doing this because I like him. I'm like not representing him because I like him. It's because I want to like get justice for him. And even in the most recent episode, they alluded to a situation with her dad because he was falsely accused of a crime and ended up going to jail. And it's kind of like, sort of like with this guy, she's kind of like redeeming a situation and like helping someone who was falsely accused, whatever. So she has a pretty healthy mentality towards him. It's not really creepy, but at the end of the day, she is a fan. And you can't deny that had to have played a part, even though the show tries to make it seem like it didn't. It's like, it had to have made a difference, even just a tiny bit. But anyways, obviously, she's taken all type of, any like merch down so he doesn't know, because now he's staying at her house. That's another thing. It's like definitely a HIPAA violation, which it makes sense in the show. Like, he doesn't have anywhere to go. His apartment gets seized. He can't stay at a hotel. Like, it makes sense why he's there, but like that's kind of crazy. But anyways, so he at some point in the episode, towards the end of the most recent episode, which is 7, he finds her merch of, I guess, himself, technically, or the group or whatever, and finds out she's a fan, freaks out, has kind of a meltdown. And there's a lot of comments of people, like, bashing him, like the character. My stomach's making a lot of noises. I'm sorry if you can hear it. There's a lot of people just judging him. Why would he overreact? He's so mean. Like, who cares if she's, like, yeah, she's a fan, but, like, whatever. Like, why is he so upset? And I'm like, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The lack of, like, emotional maturity that the character has is pretty evident through the whole show. He's struggling. He's going through a lot. He's kind of traumatized. He's literally got accused of murder. Like, he's not at his most emotionally stable. And so finding out that the person that you thought was the only person you could trust, and that they were just helping you to see you for you, and they were helping you not because you were an idol, but because they liked you and they believed you. Finding out that they were a fan would be a little bit disconcerting. You'd be a little bit like, oh, so you're just using me. And here's the thing. He's gotten manipulated so many times. He's not used to people caring about him. He's used to people caring about the idol version of him. So of course he's going to freak out a little bit. And all these comments were just pissing me off because I was like, you guys, are we watching the same show? Like, it's been very freaking obvious that this guy has a lot of issues and has had a lot of trauma in his life to make him a little bit reactive. And he's also a very emotional and like, kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? He has kind of what is the word? He has like a temper, right? He's a little hot-tempered. Like, he's a little, you know, as I said, not totally maybe like the most mature emotionally. So it makes sense why he would react like that. And I feel like people who comment stuff like that, it's like they don't think before they comment. They just comment it and they're like, ah, and it's like, girl, just freaking watch the show. Why are we acting like we're not, like this situation is not explained very clearly? And again, the fact that people were like bashing the character too is crazy. I'm like, what are we doing? I can hear someone outside with the laundry. I'm just making sure no one's gonna, who are you talking to? Myself. My fans. I don't know what the L was. Don't ask me. Anyways. So yeah, it's like, I don't understand people that comment stuff like that. And I really feel like there is like a lack of comprehension skills in shows when people comment stuff like that. Like, it actually does like low-key really bother me because it's like when a show does a pretty good job of explaining a situation and then everyone is just excuse me, willfully not understanding, like on purpose, like they're purposefully not even trying to understand what the director was trying to do, what the writer was trying to do. They're just like, I don't get it, so I'm just gonna write a hate comment. Girl. Anyways, so I also just don't really like this show. I'm struggling a bit to watch it because I started it, I got like 2 episodes in and I was like, nah, I don't really care. Then I dropped it and then I was thinking more about the show and I was like, maybe. And then I picked it up again and now I'm just kind of like, I only like the 2 main characters. I don't like the second male lead. Oh my gosh, someone needs to fire this man. I have nothing against the actor. Okay, my stomach just made a huge sound. I don't know if you could hear that. Really, really loud. This actor, like, nothing against him, but he always plays the annoying second male lead. Like, he was in this other show, and I've talked about this show. I don't think I've ever talked about it on YouTube necessarily, but there was a show called Cheer Up that might be one of the most aggravating K-dramas I've ever watched in my entire life. I don't think I've ever watched anything as annoying as that show. Okay, now I'm gonna go on a side. I gotta go on a side react because I gotta talk about this show. Every time I talk about it, I get like upset again because I'm still so mad that I spent so much time watching it. It's basically, again, great premise, really fun premise. It's about this girl who goes, she's at college. She's starting like her first year of college and she ends up joining a cheer team and like, you know, chaos ensues from there. The male lead, she has a lot of chemistry with. She's very cute with him. They're very cutesy. They kind of start as like not an enemies to lovers, but like they don't really like each other at first, but then obviously they, you know, come to like each other or whatever. The second male lead is one of the most insufferable characters I've ever watched in a show in my life. I have never watched someone who was so toxic, who could not take no for an answer. It was actually wild to me how much he got away with. He was like next level. Like, he literally did not listen to her and verbatim said, I don't care that you said no to me and you rejected me. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it. And I'm supposed to believe he's an option. And it was just, it was like they tried to take a character and make him like quirky. I don't even know what their vibe was, what they were trying to go with, but they made him like psychopathic. Like, I literally was watching that show and I said, if he turned out to be a psychopath, I would believe it more than this crappy version of a story where you're trying to tell me he's just like really likes her. I was like, no, he's obsessed with her. No, this is like criminal obsession. He's the Sasang, bro. He was a freaking stalker. Ugh. And lasted for so long. It went on for so long. And it took the main couple so long to get together. And it took, the main male lead was I liked him, but he was such a wuss. He was such a coward. He would not just be like, hey, I like you, and also, hey, you little freak, back off. Like, a not assertive male lead with a really overbearing second male lead is the worst trope ever. Like, it doesn't happen often in shows, but it's there every once in a while. And I don't know if the vibe of the male lead is supposed to be like, oh, he's just like gentle. No, he's dumb. Anyways, all of that to say, the actor that plays that second male lead is in this other show that I was talking about. He's significantly less annoying. He's not actually that annoying in this show. I just don't like that they took his character and they were like, oh yeah, he needs to be a second male lead who's pining after the female lead and who's not a man enough to tell her how he feels, but will pine and be annoying and just linger around. Ugh. Boring. I've seen it a million times. It's never good. Very rarely do I like the second male lead. Like, or I shouldn't say that. Very rarely do I root for the second male lead. Like, most of the time he's like fine and he's okay and he's there and whatever. But sometimes I want the second male lead. And that was true in the show True Beauty, because the main male lead was the most boring character that has ever existed. He had almost no expression, no facial expression. And you know who it was? Chan Woo. And I dare anyone to fight me about Chan Woo because I don't like him. I should say, I don't like his acting. I'm sure he's a lovely human being. And honestly, every video I've seen of him, he seems like a lovely human being. I just don't like his acting, specifically in True Beauty. He's gotten a little better. He's pushing his range a bit. He's just one of those like pretty boys who like is not a very good actor, and gets roles because he's pretty. But he's not a good actor. I feel the same way about female actresses. I have a freaking list of male and female actors that I don't like because they don't have any emotion. More female actresses than males, and I do apologize for my sexism. I'm sorry. It is just unfortunately a fact. Unfortunately, it is. There's a lot better male actors. Actually, that's not true. There's equal male and female actors in the Korean industry that are good, but there's a lot more female actresses that get roles because they're pretty and they can't act. But there's plenty of male actors that happens to too. Chan Woo being one of them. He's just a very known one in my mind. I don't like him. I'm sure he's a lovely human being. I'm sure he's beautiful in person. Like, I'm sure he's so sweet. But gosh, he can't act very much. He's not very good. I just have certain actors that I'm not a huge fan of because I think they're really overhyped. And I think that they're not that interesting to be so overhyped. Bae Suzy, I feel the same way. Or just Suzy. I think her surname is Bae. B-A-E. However you pronounce that. But I don't love her, but I just think because I think she's overrated. And I don't think she's actually that good of an actress. And I don't really know why she's so overhyped. But then you take an actress like IU, who is also a singer, and is a really good actress. Like, she kills it, and I like her. And so it's like, it's just some actors I just think are overhyped, or I just don't think they're that interesting, or I don't think I haven't seen a role of theirs where I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I'm just kind of like, yeah, you acted. Hey, they're better than me. So at the end of the day, they're making more money, they're hotter, and they have more success. So who am I to judge them? But anyways, so yeah, I just don't like that trope in shows, and I wish it would end. I wish it would be done. I wish crappy second male leads did not need to have roles. I don't understand why. And I feel the same way about second female roles too. If the second female lead is also like annoying and pointless, it's like, why are you here? Why are you here? You're just causing issues and you're so annoying. I feel the same way. So anyways, I might not finish this show. I'm so over it. I don't care. I'm at the point with the show where I'm just like, I just don't freaking care. Is that a pimple? I've been looking at this the whole video. I think I've been breaking out a little bit. I don't know what's going on. I have had some different face washes. I think that might be causing some issues. But yeah, anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say. That Chinese drama that I was talking about before, I'm still watching. Incredible. I've low-key been like, I think it was because I must have liked like 1 or 2 Chinese drama things, but I had so much like Chinese celebrities on my on my Instagram. I was like, wow. There was just so many of them. And I wish I could get into more Chinese dramas. I just have such a hard time committing because they're so long. And this one that I'm watching right now is 40 episodes. I'm on episode 19, so I'm almost halfway through the show. I can't believe I still have the whole show. But yeah, anyways. All right. That's all I gotta say. So please give this a lot of likes, a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down below. Tell me, okay, here's what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how many people actually watch this video. Because my views go from like 3 to like 120 or like 600. So it just depends on the day, I guess. If you watch this whole video, and I'll know you watched the whole video if you comment this, because you won't know this until the end of the video. Anyways, who cares? Oh, if you heard that was my stomach. Don't worry about it. What was I gonna say? Oh, tell me your top 5 favorite K-dramas that you've watched and your favorite character in each of those shows. And if it's the same actor that was in the same show, that's fine. Or you can say your favorite actor. I don't know. Make something up. Do something fun. Do something crazy with your little... Then I'll know who's watching my videos. I can't even... Oh, you can't see me. Love you. Bye.